Stop letting your videos like this. Do this instead. Step 1, turn all of your lights off. So now all of my lights are off. Now that we have this blank canvas, let's go to step 2, 3-point lighting. Maybe you've heard of this lighting setup before, maybe you haven't. Basically, in this setup, you have a light about 45 degrees to your left, and we call that the key light. It can be on the right too, I guess, but I just have mine on the left. Then you have the fill light about 45 degrees to your right, and that light should be a little bit further away if possible. Finally, you have the rim light, or the hair light, and this sits behind you or to the side of you at about a 30-degree angle. And if possible, you do want to hang this above you so that it's shining down from the back, but since this is a budget setup, I have mine on the floor just on a tripod. And this completes the 3-point lighting setup. So let me show you how that might look. Let's turn on this first light here, the key light. And now, as you can see, my face is illuminated from this left-hand side, and it's already starting to look a little bit better, but it is a little bit orangey for my liking. And so what I'm gonna do with this light, I have this little remote here, and I'm gonna use this remote to make the light a bit cooler. So that's a little bit too cool for me. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and now you can see some of the yellow has been restored into my face, and I like that, but it's a lot more, like the background isn't as yellow. And now I'm going to raise the brightness a little bit. Cool, so now we've gone from more of a yellow light to more of a white light, and so that will complete our key light setup. Now I'm gonna show you the fill light. In my case, I don't have a lot of room behind my desk, so I actually had to face the light towards my wall so that I could bounce the light off the wall and into my face so that it's not as bright on this side. Because again, the fill light, we're just using that to make these shadows on my face a little bit less harsh. And so let's turn that on right now. And so now the fill light is on, and as you can see, it has made the shadows on this side of my face a little bit less harsh. Like me, if you don't have space behind your camera in your setup and you don't have a white wall that you can bounce the light off of, you can use a white sheet or a pillowcase instead. And that will do the same job as the white wall is doing for me right now in diffusing the light a little bit. So now I'm going to turn on the rim light. I'm gonna come back here to my right. Now the rim light is on, and as you can see on this side of my face, there's a little bit of a yellow kind of streak that's shining on this side of my shoulder. And what this does is it really separates you more from the background behind you. Great, so I'm really liking this, but I do kind of want the background to have a little bit of color. It's a little bit boring right now. So now let's go to step 3, background and practical lighting. So I don't have a great light for this, but I'm gonna turn on the LED light that is set up behind me to shine against the wall. And so now this is how it looks. So what you can do is shine whatever colors you want, your brand colors maybe, and it also acts to separate you from the background even more. Finally, let's add some practical lights. So now I added, as you can see, this little light right here, and there's also a light off screen that you can barely see the tip of right here. To be honest, these were just lights that I had laying around. And as you can see with the camera settings I have on right now, the lights are pretty dim. But if you had lights that were a lot brighter, then it would make your scene look a lot cooler, because maybe this yellow light right here would have a lot more glow to it. And I just zoomed out a bit on the lens so you could see this light a little bit more as well. Now, I would be lying if I said the lighting was the only thing that was important for your shot. Other things that come into play are your camera lens, the background that you have. Maybe you want to put your shot into a corner so that it has a little bit more depth, or maybe you want to clean up your background because honestly, look at mine, pretty messy right now. It could look a lot better. And while I'm not going to change my background right now, I'm going to show you the camera settings that I'm using to get this shot. So I am using the Canon EOS R8 with a 28 to 80 millimeter zoom lens. So I have the shutter speed on 1 out of 60, and that is because, as you can see in the bottom right, I am on 4K 29.97p, which is the frames per second. And you want your shutter speed to usually be 2 times your frames per second. We have the f-stop of 4.0, and the ISO is currently set to 200. Now, if I could lower the f-stop a little bit more, then I might also lower the ISO. Now the ISO on my camera goes down to 100, but I have it at 200 because I need a little bit more light let in. The higher your ISO number, the more light is let into your lens. And so let's drop the ISO and see what it looks like. Now the ISO is at 100, and as you can see, everything is just a lot darker. This is the ISO at 320, and as you can see, it's a lot brighter now. And honestly, I might like this a little bit more than the 200 for some cases, but I think I'll probably go in the middle here and go ISO 250. If you have an f-stop that can go lower than f4, then your camera can let in a bit more light. And so you can lower your ISO to those lower numbers. And so that's how you can make your lighting for these shots where you have a face in it a lot better. And if you're interested in any of the products I used in this video, I linked them down below. You can check them out there. If you have any questions about lighting or anything about this setup, please leave them in the comments below. And if you have any tips that you think might make this particular setup better, I would love to hear them as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.